how effective was it to be?
Emmett was fantastic. I thought, going into tonight, trust his stuff, be on the attack with his mix, and he did just that. He flooded the zone, kept them on their heels, and I thought Dalton did a fantastic job with the fingers and the sequencing as well.
With Justin Robles, he was clear he wanted that ninth inning. When you see just that fire in a young player, that, I guess the push from them, what does it say about him that you like?
I just love it. He wanted it, he earned it, and I think given where our bullpen is at, I have to certainly be mindful of that, and I just felt that he had a lot more pitches in there. The stuff was good, and getting soft contact and whatever. I just felt that, he was the right choice right there, and obviously the ending got extended. We couldn't convert on a grounder, but he found his way out of it, and we won a ball game.
How beneficial is it to have just these two young guys who, it's with whether it's with Justin, who's corrected some of those wrongs, found himself a way to get back on track. Then you have Evan, who now can provide you that length as well, but also is coming in a really sharp position.
I think it's great. Tonight was obviously one big league ball game, but you look at the growth of two young pitchers and what they did against a very formidable ball club, and also Dalton, being the catcher back there with the fingers, and I thought it was a big night for him as well. And so just kind of looking beyond and the experience that these guys are gaining and how they're coming out of it, it's certainly a great experience.
This series, you've really had to work magic with the pitching. You've been real short in maneuvering, and now you're up 3-0 on these guys. How gratifying for you to be able to do what you've done with that staff?
It's great, and I think it just speaks to the trust that they have in me and the coaches and our decision making. And essentially, the first 3 games have been bullpen games. And you're trying to kind of piece together innings and prevent runs. And to those guys' credit, Bardo and the pen, and Mark and Danny and Connor, getting these guys prepared on the game planning, because coming into whether it's the San Francisco series and this series, there wasn't a whole lot of margin for innings, and so to be able to kind of prevent runs and offense scored when they needed to, and to be where we're at, we're in a good spot, and we got Yamamoto tomorrow, who's due for a good one.
With Emmett, the ability to just command and kind of have the sharpness on his pitches in his first start back like this, what does that kind of tell you about how well his rehab has gone, and kind of how quickly he can kind of step in here and have some success?
Yeah, I mean, the rehab guys at CBR, Rob Hill and his crew, just getting the mechanics dialed, the conviction behind the pitches, and I said it before the game, I just trust his head. He's not afraid, he's not going to run from it, and he's going to trust his stuff. And he did that tonight. So it took a lot of people to get him back, but obviously most of the credit goes to Emmett, and to be prepared for tonight and not feel his way back to the big leagues in a big ball game. A lot of credit goes to him.
How different was Wrobleski to the version that maybe made that start in Washington earlier this year?
Much different. He's just a different person. I think that going down, the PD guys cleaned some things up, the delivery. He found some confidence. There's 97, 98, 99 in there. He's filling up the strike zone, the secondary. He's able to use that behind an account. He is getting strike one as well. And he just doesn't seem like he's wavering anymore. So his last 3 have been very, very good for us.
And Dave, you entered this 10-game stretch with division opponents. You're neck and neck with the Giants, and now got a 4.5-game lead over the Giants, 6 games over the Padres. Just how happy are you with how these last 9 games have gone?
I'm happy. This was sort of the gauntlet. We talked about it, a couple weeks ago. And our guys rose to the occasion, and we're playing much better baseball, finding ways to win, and against division foes. So yeah, happy, but we got one more, and I want to put these guys away.
Dave, with Shohei now in the mix for the pitching staff, when would his next start be, and how do you expect him to sort of continue this trend of himself to have strong pitching? Yeah,
so Dustin's going to go, so Yama tomorrow, and then Dustin will go on, or Clayton will go on Friday, and then Dustin will go on Saturday, and then Sho's going to pitch on Sunday. So that's kind of how we're going to do it.
You worried anything's going to escalate with Andy after tonight?
No. I think it never feels good to get hit, certainly when you go on a little bit higher, but I know Andy knew that there was no intent.
With so many pitchers that are building up right now, how important is this potential piggyback situation, or just having these arms that are available to give so many, just multiple innings in situations like this?
It was huge. It's been huge to be able to get some length, and tonight certainly I did everything I could to stay away from guys that we were going to not pitch tonight to make sure we don't redline these relievers. And so, Justin's ability to give us 5 innings to essentially give those guys a day off. Kirby got up a little bit, but to keep some of these guys somewhat of a reset is huge as far as kind of protecting the rest of the pen.
Would you have sent Justin back out there for the 10th?
I was going to, yeah.
Dave, with all that Will went through last year, how nice is it to see him have this post-back season?
It's great. He's the best catcher in baseball. Raleigh's having a good year. He's going to be the starter in the All-Star game, and he's just a tough young ball player. Going through the injuries and still never making an excuse for it. But now he's healthy, he's strong, and as you can see by his, in the batter's box behind the plate, and he's really performing. So it's just good to see him because, I've always had, the utmost confidence in Will as a ball player.
Did you have a feeling that he was maybe going to end it right there?
You know what, I did, but after the poolside foul homer, it's hard to then go backside on the next pitch, so that was pretty remarkable, but I had my fingers crossed.
You didn't want to go back on the home run calls 2 nights in a row?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I thought it, but I wasn't overt about it. Didn't say it aloud.
Are you keeping that in line with Shohei? So the two of them will likely be, sorry.
Most likely, yeah.
Sorry.
That makes sense.
Okay.